Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday. We are going to talk about the final installment of The Truth of Amy Lynn Bradley, the cruise ship. Did she fall? Was she trafficked? Was she unalived? What happened? And I'm going to address two things. The second part of this is her family. What do they really know? Because they're not revealing everything they know. Number one, we're going to talk about the human trafficking. There has been conjecture of sightings, not only sightings, but Amy Lynn Bradley has been living in Venezuela. She has been walking around Trinidad, spending time in the Southern Caribbean. We don't have pictures of this, videos of this, but this has been coming out. Now I stand by that Miss Bradley fell off the cruise ship, plain and simple, between the time of 5:30 and 6 a.m. And I'll go to 5 a.m. Something happened to where she fell. And I'm going to discuss human trafficking and clear that up, because so people understand that I'm not going to, for what I do for work, I don't want to directly say what I do, just for discretion purposes. So please respect that. Please understand that if you want a private message me, but I understand human trafficking and the way law enforcement works. Human trafficking in that region, it's the same and different all over the world. So, and it happens primarily third world countries, but it also is happening all over Europe now. And it's badly happening in the UK. So the targets of human trafficking are vulnerable women. They are, which meaning that younger, sometimes unfortunately, heartbreakingly underage, social media is used to manipulate them, and they are offered a better life. Thus, Venezuela, which I can tell you, Venezuela, even though it's in the Western Hemisphere, is in terrible shape. And it's as bad as North Korea. So there's a lot of poor women there who are being brought into human trafficking, and they are becoming SX slaves, which is horrific. Now, how does that tie into Amy Lynn Bradley? And that's the biggest thing, and I'm just going to get right down to the nuts and bolts of it. We have a Caucasian woman, upper middle class, from the southern United States with her family on a cruise ship. The complete, not the typical target or victim of human trafficking. Excuse me, it's 105 degrees here. So we've talked about the sightings, and she was with these males, and I'm going to bring up a name, Alfred Cotton, who had and he's been brought up on the internet, he was indicted federally, and he had Cotton had an adult entertainment facility in the Dominican Republic. So basically, he had a brothel, and it was the Dominican Republic where the laws are lax. So why I'm saying that is that obviously wouldn't fly in Canada or the U.S., but he could function in a way without much scrutiny. Cotton has talked about Amy Lynn Bradley and having contact with her. Now, he is a felon, he is a convict, he is an evil man, he is a sick man, and he's done bad things. He's exploited women, vulnerable women. So can we take that with a grain of salt? I don't know. But Cotton and people who are working for him, and this, let me just point this out, and you probably have seen these in your city in the United States. I don't know if Canada has them, but they're sure big in the United States. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, there seems like there's one on every corner, a massage parlor. It's typically an Asian massage parlor, and we know you're not going in there for a ruptured disc or a sore rotator cuff to get therapeutically massaged and healed. You're going to get massaged, and you might get a healing, and it might feel therapeutic, but it's got a different intention, if you know what I mean. That's a form of human trafficking. Those, unfortunately, those ladies are brought in from typically Vietnam, Korea, China, even Mongolia sometimes, and they are offered money, they are offered their families to be taken care of. A lot of these women have children, and it's very same. This video is not about attacking that, but I mean, it's an abhorrent business, and it's unfortunate what these poor women have to go through. I hope anybody watching doesn't frequent or go to these establishments, please, because we want a community here. We want beautiful things to happen for everybody. And I'm not trying to be rainbows and unicorns, but the human trafficking thing obviously is very hard for a lot of people. So, Amy Lynn Bradley, was she trafficked? Well, and I've asked this with a lot of people. Cotton claims he had contact with her. Here's a guy in federal prison. So there's no evidence of it. He could have. Now, there is a caveat to that. We all know Amy Lynn Bradley was gay. She's part of the LGBT community. And someone made a comment, well, maybe that would make her valuable to the when she was trafficked. But here's the thing, that could be possible. But they thought Natalie Holloway was trafficked. Crystal Sucha, I'm not sure of her name, in 2000 went missing. Is there white SX trafficking? Of course, especially in Eastern Europe it goes on, and Europe. But is it going to go on? Is it going to go on? I mean, put yourself in the shoes if you're the traffickers and you took Amy Lynn Bradley. I mean, you have millions and millions of people interested in this. Now, what we believe in this camp is that Amy Lynn Bradley is deceased. So we don't believe that she survived whatever happened. But the thing with the human trafficking, did Cotton see her? Then if there's evidence of that, Cotton that would give evidence to Amy Lynn Bradley and being trafficked. So the thing of it is that we are looking at Amy Lynn Bradley and we are looking at the trafficking. And so, did Cotton see her? Was she trafficked in the Dominican Republic? Is that who Jazz is? Even though there's been some talk of Jazz being from Florida and a totally different person and she has children, we don't know. But that's why this video's. Was she trafficked? Was she seen? Is she walking around now in Venezuela? And it would be completely easy for Venezuela to be the answer. Number two, let's talk about her family. Ron, her father, great guy, nice guy. What does he really know or think? Are we looking at it, and let's just get down to brass tacks here. There is a lot of possible guilt with the parents that she felt, and they don't want to acknowledge that. And and bless their hearts, nobody wants to acknowledge that. Nobody wants to lose a child. Nobody wants that. I'm going to just move here so we have a little bit better background. Nobody wants to acknowledge that. But unfortunately, she probably did fall because that's what woke him. Now, all these sightings and all this other stuff, because there's a lot of people who fall from cruise ships. It's easy to fall from a cruise ship. All that talk of the railing and the guy being 6 foot tall and the this, that, and the other, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. For all of you who've been on cruise ships, you can fall right over. People fall in the Grand Canyon. 7 feet 5 people fall from 5 foot 2 people. And in fact, if the taller you are, the easier it is to fall. She wasn't short. So, especially on a lot of these ships, I don't know this myth that has come out about the whole falling thing, and we've already discussed the swimming and the height of the fall and how deep she would have fallen in. I think that the family means well. They know she fell. They know that she fell, and Ron knows that she fell. It's something that doesn't get discussed, and is Iva and Brad. How deep are they sleeping? I could see Brad in a... Was he passed out? I mean, he's never said he was in some deep sleep. And this is important. You know, because people say, I could sleep on pine cones, bombs going off, and it wouldn't wake me. And other people hear a piece of dust in the air and they jump up. I'm a very light sleeper. I thank the Lord for that, because it makes you more aware. But if you're a deep sleeper, that's a positive too, because you're getting good, healthy sleep. Because sleep is the key. And Chris Fenwick stated, timing and time is the key to this, because all the times are when did things happen? When did those two college girls see her in yellow? But sleep is the key. What I mean is, I would want to ask Brad, what kind of sleeper are you? Are you a deep sleeper, or are you do you jump up at the smallest sound? Because they would have heard something, some noise of her falling. And there's probably a feeling that they thought she did fall. They're not dismissing it. And all the talk of, I know how the Netflix documentary is selling it, but they, in the back of their minds, there's a feeling of guilt. And the psychology of it is, in a lot of these sightings, and a lot of this, the Cotton sighting that she's in Venezuela, the other people seeing her in Venezuela, the jawbone washing up, which is the only, and to quote roughly the FBI agent, the very intelligent woman, I can't remember her name, the agent, and there was a gentleman, the one who said he was over 6 foot tall. And both of them were excellent, and I can't remember her name, but we'll just say Agent 1, since she spoke first. The way she articulated the different theories, there's just no evidence. I mean, you don't have a body. And from what I do for my work, and this is not about me, but the body is, you have to have the body, or there's nothing there. I'm not in law enforcement, so though working with them, but they don't have. Law enforcement needs a body. They need something, or they need tissue, they need blood, they need fingerprints. There's none of that. So to go off of, but we're going off of what a reasonable person, probable, and we could even throw in probable cause if you want to look at it in terms of liability, the falling. But we're looking at this Cotton saying he saw her, he had her at his facility in Dominican Republic. There's a few other podcasts that talk about him. I want to politely warn everybody to be careful with a lot of this stuff. When I train and hike and do I like to listen to Amy Lynn Bradley podcast. I'm assuming you do too. And I want to politely warn you, there are people going off tangents and paths. They're either